Hey, Taurus, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your January 2025 Love and Family reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, we have some changes coming in, some transformation. Some of you have gone through an ending, okay, possibly a divorce or the ending of a union or perhaps the ending of a situation, because the Death card wanted to sneak peek, make its appearance here. That was the card that was flipped over already in the deck. So I feel like this is something that's already happened for you in the past. Some of you, this is a headache, right? A relationship that's finally come to an end. And I see here that no second chances, right? What's dead is dead. You've grown from something. You've transformed it. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons around this as well. And I see that you may have walked away, right? Or had to cut ties from maybe a family dynamic, even if this is a family situation. Now, with that death energy coming in, I feel like you are still learning how to move forward and let go of expectations, and also work on your own self-love here, Taurus. Self-love is important regardless of relationship status. Now, some of you are really wanting to either put yourself back out there. You could be meeting someone new, or if you are in a relationship of some sort here, I feel like there's a potential renewal. Maybe you're vacationing together, or there is an anniversary. You could even be setting a date here to take something to the next level. For those of you that are looking for love, okay, looking for love, I feel like love is available. Okay, looking for love, love's available. And I'm getting the song Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. So for some of you, perhaps you had to go through a cycle of maybe karma, okay, because you're starting off with the justice. Perhaps there was a karmic cycle that kept replaying out, Taurus, over and over. You kept maybe attracting the same type of individuals or the same type of energies. What I'm getting with this death card, so regardless again of relationship status at this time, I feel like the death card is you putting an end to a karmic cycle that was replaying out here. And I feel like that cycle is done. You don't ever have to go back to that either conditioning or that belief, because something new has already started to open up for you. Why? Because you got honest with yourself. I feel like there was an honest redress here about who you are, what you need, your self-worth. And in your present energy, you have the dating card or date. Again, this could be an anniversary, it could be getting back out there, or even introducing date nights between you and your spouse, right? If things have been stuck or stagnant for you, I just see that there could be someone new coming in, or you're reuniting that bond. You can see the beautiful rose here. So I see that you are opening up more to what it is that you truly want. Bottom of the deck, you have the Magician. The Magician is someone who is energetic. He's a communicator. He is a leader. He's someone who can be single as well. It can be a singular energy. And if you felt like you've been in this dynamic, but it's been like two ships passing in the night, or if you felt very singled out in some way, or maybe your spouse has been working a lot, or you have a family member who's been very busy, or a best friend, and you just haven't connected and talked for a while, I feel like this is the month where you reunite in some way. Now, with the picture card showing up in the near future, some of you are looking at the past, maybe even reminiscing around some new memories that you're creating. I mean, of course, the past can be 5 minutes ago past. So you are wanting to make new memories. So you could be riding over those old beliefs, right? Reprogramming, because there's new information coming into your belief system that's going to override the old. And maybe that is why the death card is here, because it's called called neuroplasticity. We can retrain the brain based on new information that we tell it, new experiences that we've gone through. So that's what I see happening here for you, Taurus. You're making some new memories, and it's like you're overriding some of the past that may have caused you to be or feel stuck. Someone could be missing you, okay? You could be missing someone. If this is a loved one who's crossed over with the death card here, I feel like you may be missing them, but they are giving you signs that they love you, that they are still very much energetically connected to you in some way. But I also feel for some of you, if you've been widowed, okay, I feel like a loved one wants you to open yourself up, open your heart up. They don't want you to be alone or lonely, okay? Now, I also see if you've said goodbye or cut cords to someone in the past, they may be thinking about you. Now, that does not mean to reach out, okay? It doesn't mean to reach out, but perhaps there's a memory that has shown up, like a flashback, or, reminiscing on a platform. So a picture of the two of you shows up, or, flashback to 5 years ago. I feel like there's something that may come up, or you may even have a dream about an individual from the past, maybe someone that you haven't seen or talked to in, 10 months or 10 years. Trust that it's showing up for you to remind you it's okay to step into a new energy. I feel like it's not showing up to say, hey, let's go back to the past, but it's here to remind you of how far you've come and to pat yourself on the back, celebrate some wins. So bottom of the deck, we have the partying card coming in here. Now, the partying card, it's not about hoo-ha, let's party and, drinking and all of that. That's not what I'm picking up on here. The partying is about being happily single for some of you, or just allowing yourself to have some fun, having time with your friends and living in the moment. And if you are partnered up here, and maybe this is a time for you to either make a choice or a decision in your partnerships that'll bring balance and justice. Maybe this is about taking accountability for what it is that you want to manifest in your life by getting honest. Or this can be about, mending a bridge, coming back together. If things have felt very separate, or if you've been living separate lives, what can you do to come together if that is something you are both wanting? But this is about having fun. This is about you being able to enjoy. I'm getting also, for those of you that are in a dynamic, it's okay to take that solo trip. That's what I'm hearing. It's okay for you to take that solo trip. If you want to go someplace and perhaps your spouse doesn't want to, or you don't plan on leaving, right? You're in a marriage and you don't plan on leaving anytime soon, but yet you feel held back in some way. I feel like it's okay for you to take that solo trip, or to go do something with your friends. I feel like you don't need permission, but it feels like there's a part of you that feels indebted, or feels like you owe it to kind of stay put. And I feel like this is your permission slip to say, wait a second, you deserve to have fun as well. So that message is coming through. And for those of you that are single, I feel like you could meet someone potentially through, I'm getting like sand volleyball. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe someone is on like a league, a volleyball league, or like a pool league, or maybe someone is traveling. They could be in town for business, or in town for their, career or a convention. I also see that the water, maybe traveling in the month of January is going to be significant, or you could be traveling or planning some travel plans. Let's dive into the tarot here. What do we have for love and family? You start off with the Justice Scales. The Justice Scales are Libran's energy here of balance, karma, justice, legalities. For some of you, this is about bringing balance back into your life, maybe after a divorce or after some sort of karmic cycle. This is about retribution and accountability. And I feel like this justice showing up in the upright position, look at those scales, Taurus. They are balanced. Sometimes in the justice, you'll see the scales and they can be one-sided, one's up here, one's down here. But in this deck, they're balanced out here. So I feel like there's a rebalancing of energies coming in, but you may have had to look at, a shadow piece, or perhaps there was a shadow part of your own psyche that had come into play or come into effect. And I just see here that there's a freedom. Some of you are getting divorced. I'm just going to put that out there. Or you're celebrating, maybe having a divorce party here. Or you are finally opening your heart up to date after some sort of loss. All right. Now what's crossing your path is a big old headache. There is something that's causing you a little bit of a headache. Okay. And I feel like it's tied to again, something that is a memory. And I feel like this memory is showing up for you to heal, okay? For you to feel, heal, and let go. So often we try to suppress. We say, well, I shouldn't feel angry, or I shouldn't feel this resentment, right? Remember, feelings are a very natural and healthy emotion that we are supposed to feel having this human experience. Now it's what we do with that, that emotion and that energy. But I feel like you may have dealt with someone who was a complete headache. That is coming to an end. Maybe this was a family member. This could be the person that you've divorced or you have maybe cut out of your life. No second chances here. This is about growing and transforming, because this is not a fun energy to be in. I always say when the Five of Swords shows up, I'd much rather see the Death card or even the Tower, because the Five of Swords is mental muckery. It is our mind that's been manipulated and tangled and messed with, because we may have been dealing with like a narcissist, or dealing with someone who had a win at all cost personality, someone who may have been, a charmer, a sweet talker, very smooth, someone who took advantage. And I feel like that's what you are letting go. Even if this happened a while ago and you're in a brand new relationship now, I feel like this is still causing you to get angry and upset about it. Know that that is a trigger response, but it's showing up for a reason. And I feel like that reason is for you to not let that mental mind take over, because we are replacing that belief system, right? We are replacing that neuroplasticity here. So that's the reminder. Now, what's below you? What's in the foundation? You have the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is showing up a bit here in the reverse. So this is your deep past, where you may have fell headfirst into a relationship, or you may have had a lot of passion, a lot of desire. It feels like this was a Kickstarter, right? This is something that really kicked up some deep, heavy emotions within you, and you hadn't felt that way for quite some time. Maybe a lot of passion, a lot of lust, a lot of sexual energy and chemistry here in the deep past. And this is about, new beginnings. Now, the fact that it's showing up here in reverse says, wait a second, this was the beginning, but now I'm lacking motivation. Now I'm struggling to tap into this passionate piece. How do I get that back? And so for some of you, especially if you've been in a relationship for, 20 years or a long time, or even 4 years, we start to sometimes build resentments. We start to build up some of those challenges, and we start to say, this is boring, right? What do I need to do to fill that void, or to connect to that passion or that desire? And I see that's something deep within you that is important. So if something is one-sided here, I feel like you want to put an end to that. You want there to be balance. You want to meet someone in the middle, and you want to have reciprocity, and you want that, that spiritual connection. This isn't just the physical act of pleasure. This is about turning on your mind. You see that the third eye is highlighted here. So this is about how someone can stimulate your mind as well. So spiritual connections. And I feel for some of you in the past, you may have jumped into something too quickly, and it fizzled out just as quickly. Like it came in hot and then it left just as quickly. And I see here that you don't want to make that same mistake. Okay. Now, in the recent past, you have the Queen of Wands. Someone is gaining some confidence here, Taurus. You are bringing your A game to the table. You are looking fine. I feel like you may have even, changed your appearance in some way. There is a glow about you. And I just feel like you're independent here. You see the black cat in front of her. Someone could have some good feline energy. This is about magnetism. When the Queen of Wands shows up, she's magnetic, she's sharp, she's, like I said, on her A game. She could be a multitasker. She has a lot going on, but she's confident about who she is. She's confident in her own skin. And even though you may have insecurities, you're not going to let those insecurities hold you back. You're pushing through those fears. Okay. Now, what's coming in above you is the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, I don't know if this is a person. This can be old thoughts that are springing to the surface. Technically, the Seven of Swords is some sort of an illusion that stems from a desired outcome. It's the ego. When the Five and the Seven of Swords gets together, I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. It really is. It's like, let's go play in the devil's playground. And I feel here that you're saying, I need to get honest. Instead of trying to get away with something, instead of, attracting maybe an energy of illusion, sometimes the Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, trying to get away with things. You see that he's trying to sneak off with all of these feathers, right? He's trying to be quiet about it. The feathers, he's leaving a couple behind. He may not even realize that he's left some sort of evidence. And then all of a sudden, that crow comes in, and that crow is loud. Look at that crow's mouth. It's open. And what does that crow do? It squawks. So I feel like there is a huge, radar, like ding, ding, ding. When someone steals and they shoplifts and they go through the doors and all of the alarms go off. I feel like that's what's happening here. And so your built-in BS detector or your built-in moral compass is being alerted of something here. So that's what's caused you a headache here. And I feel like you're saying, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to deal with that energy. I'm going to put an end to it. There needs to be some sort of accountability or some sort of balance or justice. Now, this could be something that is of your own accord, right? Because we can be sneaky sometimes. We can be someone who keeps things to ourselves because we may have hidden agendas, right? We're not perfect. And I feel like this is either a characteristic of oneself, or it's definitely someone that you've dealt with that's been a huge headache, and you don't want that to happen anymore. I feel like you don't want to be in the Seven of Swords. That's why it's showing up in reverse, because when it shows up in reverse, that's that alarm going off. And just because someone has shoplifted 1,000,000 times before and they got out scot-free, it does not mean, that they can keep doing that. And I feel like accountability is something that is showing up here in the energy. So someone is going to be held accountable. Someone. And I don't feel like it's you, honestly. Just because I have the Queen of Wands, you are, you're feeling good, right? You're feeling good. You're feeling confident. But of course, take it as it resonates. Now, near future, we're cutting some ties. We are moving on because we know our worth. 8 of Cups is moving on, walking away in order to have something deeper and more meaningful, something more honest. There's a new path ahead here for you, Taurus. If you felt disconnected, because what happens when we get in that 5 of Swords energy, that messes with our intuition, because you don't know what way's up. You don't know what way's down. You don't know if that's intuition or if that's a trigger. This is my mental muckery, and it's not fun to be in, because it's like, even though signs are showing up, you don't even know if the signs are signs, right? And it feels so confusing in the mind and you see that there's a crow. There's a crow on his shoulder. So it's like he's waiting for that crow to make a noise because they're flying all around him. Well, here's that crow coming in strong. So I definitely see there's going to be some sort of secret or something that comes up. But this is a good thing because it's going to allow you to kind of clear the air in a sense. It's going to allow you to be able to move on and have the celebration and the love and the connections and the, the feelings of being happy and living in the moment. But it is going to require you to get honest with yourself, to maybe come out of denial in some way and to leave something behind or someone behind, because there's a new path ahead. Now, how are you feeling? 10 of Pentacles, some of you, this is divorce, or it is separating from family members. This could be an ex's family for some of you. It can be in-laws. It can be siblings. It can be anyone in a family construct who lied. They tried to get away with something, maybe even tried to manipulate you in some way, maybe even manipulation of children. Now, I don't love saying that here, but because there's so many children in the background and you got the dog, I see three children in the background. So someone could have older children, but then there may be a younger one that is connected between this mother and father. So maybe someone has children from another person and then, one child with someone else. Again, take that as it resonates. It's showing up in reverse. 10 of Pentacles is family drama. It's material wealth over emotional well-being. And by the looks of it, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, it's power and dominance and ego that may be affecting everyone, and you're putting a stop to it. You're saying no more. No. So in your environment, you have the 4 of Pentacles. All right, 4 of Pentacles is letting go. It is letting go when it shows up in reverse. And what is she hanging on to? She's hanging on to a piece of her identity. I feel like a piece of her identity is tied up to something that's unhealthy. Okay, something that's unhealthy. Sometimes we tie up our identity to, taking care of everyone else. We are a caregiver. Who are we? We're not worth anything if we're not taking care of someone. That is a lie. That is an illusion. Sometimes you may feel like you owe it to a parent, or you are indebted to a family member because they helped you out financially, or, it just feels like some sort of identity was wrapped up in something unhealthy, manipulative, or toxic. And I feel like now you're saying, wait a second. I am emptying out my belongings. I am getting to the nitty gritty, because what do we stick in our purses or our wallets? Things that, are personal to us, things that we want to use day in and day out. Our wallets, our identities, our, driver's license. And I feel like there's something about you freeing that and putting it all out on the table here, and putting your pride and your ego, also setting that out there and saying, what do I need to look at? What do I need to let go of? Kudos to you for acknowledging this. It's not always easy to do. Now, what do we have in your hopes and fears? How did we get an extra card out here? We have an extra card. And I feel like these two, this is why 5 and 5 equals 10. So you have the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Because I'm seeing 2 5s now, 5 of Swords and this 5 of Wands, you're ending a cycle. I know I've been saying that with the Death card, but 5 and 5 equals 10. You are putting down some sort of burden, and I feel like you are accepting some sort of responsibility. There's something here about weighing up, or feeling the weight of the world, or feeling like something is heavy upon your shoulders. It may have felt like it was a competition. It may have felt at times like there was unnecessary conflict or drama or criticism or judgment. Whatever that double 5s is, 5s are not fun, right? They're conflict and uncertainty and obstacles and change. You're letting it go because it's been weighing on you for far too long. And that's your hope and that's your fear. Can I let this go? Can I release it? Can I surrender? Can I accept that I'm not attached to this identity? That I can, be honest with myself, that I don't have to stay committed to family just because they are family. I always say, whether blood or not, if someone does not respect you, then you don't have to stay committed to that union, right? If someone is not, if they're creating more havoc in your life, if they are harming you, if they are encroaching upon your personal boundaries and they're not respecting you, then you do not owe it, to anyone for an explanation or to stay just because they are who they are. And I feel like you are letting this go. And final outcome, we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is the card of, celebration. Some of you are celebrating a new home. You could even be dealing with external family drama, and you've met someone new, or you're about to maybe meet someone new here. And I feel like you're sharing your life with this individual, but they could be a good support. Now, I do feel like your home life is feeling more balanced and more stable. This could even be, 4 weeks from now. Four of Wands is about foundation and tribe and, family. For those of you that maybe we're on the brink of a divorce, or maybe you have had a divorce, I just feel like there is a sense of, healing it. And either for some of you coming together, for others of you, I feel like you've left that union, you've divorced, and you want something more stable, and that's what's coming in. All right, Four of Wands. You could be celebrating and honoring an event. This could be a marriage. Maybe it is your own. Maybe this justice here is someone getting married. Okay, so again, take it as it resonates, but it looks like through some sort of hardship, you're walking away. And by doing so, by being able to leave something or someone behind, and that something could be a belief, that something could be some sort of pain. It doesn't just have to be a person. It can be. But I feel like because you're leaving that behind, you have a lot more happiness and success and celebrations ahead. So this is beautiful. All right. I mean, bittersweet in a way. Yes, there's some struggles that you've dealt with. Yes, sometimes it's not easy to walk away. This is my Eat, Pray, Love card, the Eight of Cups. And it's like Julia Roberts in that movie where everything looks good. Everything looks good on paper. She has the job, and she has the husband, and she has the dog, and she has the kid, or she doesn't have the kids, but you may have everything on paper, but there's a part of you that's not happy. And I feel like you are doing what you need to do to find and bring that happiness to your world. That's why you have the Magician. You're manifesting something here. You got something up your sleeve. I feel like you are preparing for some big changes coming in here for you. And I feel like these changes are positive. All right, Taurus, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have, please, for Taurus? We have Yang. We have Yang. And didn't we say that earlier? No, I thought we had Yin and Yang with the twin flame. But this is the masculine principle of movement. It's the Emperor, basically. So some of you are calling in an Emperor energy, or you are getting ready to feel more empowered. Okay, you're feeling more empowered here, and that's what I like to see, because your confidence is returning. You're feeling more balanced because you've cut out, toxicity in, I feel, a lot of different forms. You've cut out toxicity, and again, new neuroplasticity. You're training the brain in new ways. You're telling yourself a new story, and that's important here for you. All right. Now let's get a message from your crystal spirits. And at this time, Taurus, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale from the belly. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now your crystal could be a specific size, shape, or color. Perhaps your crystal is heart-shaped, maybe very large. It could be smaller. Maybe you can hold it in the palm of your hands. Your gemstone or crystal could be in the rawest form, maybe even polished, rutilated. It could be clustered or showing up in points. Maybe it's emanating hues of blue, purple, violet, orange, pink, or greens. This could even be a crystal that you know the name of, perhaps you're familiar with. And if not, just tune into the frequencies that it's giving off. Perhaps that of protection, love, strength, or power. There is no right or wrong answer, Taurus. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month, all you need to do is drop your crystal or crystals. You can have one, you can have 5. Drop them in the comment section below the video. And if you don't know the name of it, just drop how you were feeling. What was showing up in your mind's eye? Maybe it was, again, the frequency that it was emitting, perhaps the colors, the shape, the size. Drop it below. Be sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss the winner. All right, you have Lemurian quartz, card 31, Lemurian quartz. This is actually a blend, I believe. A blend of different crystals. It says Lemurian quartz carries a softer, sweet energy that many other types of quartz don't carry, in a sense. Meditating with this stone connects us to the upper realms where we can access higher knowledge. So for those of you that are stuck in that 5 of swords, remember what I said? This can really block our crown chakra, and it can cause headaches and pressure even to the head region. This can really help clear that out. It can bring in a connection and feeling of love, compassion, and it helps us understand and remember that we're never alone. This is all about vision, big picture thinking, and unlocking secrets of infinite possibility. And the relationship message for you, Taurus, is this. Every relationship has its ups and downs, and in its inherent magic, Lemurian quartz spirit is now calling you to step back and see the big picture of what you're experiencing. Is it what you envisioned? Do you need to see something new so that you feel a sense of contentment, purpose, and fulfillment? Can you awaken to your connection to the universe that lies within you so that you may be shown something even better than you dream about? Your power to imagine what you can create is very, very strong now. That's why you have that magician. And you are being urged to go big and wide with a vision that truly speaks to your soul's desires. Let the conscious universe show you what is possible in your relationships that you have not yet seen before. There is a big picture that you haven't been seeing. So for those of you that are in a relationship, I feel like you are gaining a different perspective. There is a fresh energy. Remember what I said about the Ace of Wands? For those of you that are single at this time, I feel like you are feeling more confident about yourself. You're feeling better. You are wanting to get really honest about what you want, and you're seeing your role in it as well. You're seeing how you may have contributed to certain acts of maybe feeling or being enabled by maybe letting someone cause you to feel this way. And Not that we want to do it, but sometimes we unintentionally or subconsciously let someone live in our head rent free, right? Rent free. And we don't want to do that anymore. So I feel like Lemurian quartz is really, bringing about a recognition of struggle, right? It's helping you recognize your struggles as it prepares you to head towards epiphanies, right? So when you're able to see what the struggles are, when you're able to kind of pinpoint where there's resistance in your own life, that sets you up to be able to work through the subconscious patterns and to reprogram over them in a way. So you can live a life of the Four of Wands. So you can feel happy, celebrate. You can have a successful marriage or successful partnerships. So you can feel stability and foundation from, all levels here. So I love the 1111 coming in here for you. Now, Taurus, that is what I have for your January 2025 love and family reading. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and don't forget to drop your crystals in the comment section below to be entered into the free reading giveaway. Lots of love.